Hello and welcome to Bread of Life, a daily devotional program which each week features a different area pastor. Our speaker for this week is Pastor Glenn Havumaki of Wallingford.
Greetings to all of you listening to Bread of Life today. I'm retired chaplain Glenn Havumaki, and talking about lessons I've learned at the nursing home during this National Nursing Home Week. Today you're going to think about, does your walk match your talk? 1 John 3:18 reads, "My little children, let us not love in word, neither in tongue, but in deed and in truth." It is one thing to talk about what you believe, but quite another to do it. Does our walk match our talk, or life match our lip? When all is said and done, to see belief in action is more convincing than to hear words alone. I think it was Augustine or another of the church fathers who said we ought always to be a witness for Christ, and if necessary, use words. This is a constant struggle in the Christian life. It's easy to talk about it, but a lot more difficult to live it. And when a person says one thing and does another, it's labeled as hypocrite. For we who are called to preach, the message would be simply this: make sure that you practice what you preach. The criticism that we often hear of the church is that it's made up of too many hypocrites, too many phonies. Why is this? Well, too often there's more talk than walk. I've already mentioned earlier this week that I had a unique opportunity to live with my congregation all week. I guess it's similar to living with the family. Our lives become pretty transparent. Many said to me during my chaplaincy, "It might be nice to work in a Christian workplace, isn't it?" And yes, it was, but not always as easy as one might expect. The expectations for performance were many times well beyond the capabilities of those of us believers who worked there and proclaimed that we were Christ's followers. In fact, the quickest ones to pick up our failure to walk the talk were, and still are, unbelievers. Like Paul in Romans 7:15, who struggled with this issue when he said that he does the things that he should not and does not do the things that he should, we too fail. We as Christ's followers understand that we're not perfect and we fail at times. We know that we can find forgiveness, forgive others, and move on. When we were first married, my wife put a bumper sticker on our car that said, "Jesus is Lord." I knew that my driving would more often than not be an embarrassment to the Lord, so I convinced her to put another on, and she did, and it was a similar type of thing. And I convinced her that that wasn't the right one either. And then we found the right sticker to put on the back. It said, "Christians aren't perfect, just forgiven." I figured that'd cover a multitude of sins. My walk, or driving as it were, did not always match my talk, and I'm not sure I've conquered that lesson yet in my life or on the road. But he's still working on me. There's always room for growth in our Christian lives. I don't want to be responsible for someone to say, if that's what a Christian is, I'm not sure I want to be one. Sometimes I heard that at the Christian Care Center, and it broke my heart. Let us be reminded, it's not so much the failure that upsets people when I blow it in my walk, or my talk, or both, but the way in which I handle it. The non-believers are always out to find where we slip up. And it always hurts when a Christian resident or staff member did something that caused a person to say to me, if that's what a Christian's like, I'm not sure I want to be one. How quick our children and our grandchildren are to pick up when we fail. Jesus says, "By their fruits you shall know them." The Apostle Paul says in 2 Corinthians 3, verses 2-3, "You are our epistle written in our hearts, known and read of all men." May our life message be one that has chapter after chapter declaring a life that walks the talk, and be wrapped up in a cover that gives others a picture of Jesus Christ. Does your life match your lip? Does your walk match your talk?
You've been listening to Pastor Glenn Havumaki of Wallingford, and this has been Bread of Life, a program to encourage you from God's Word.